the amazing thing about this animal is that he's not just kind of standing in the background with you the whole time. He's performing. He's an actor in this movie. And so what is it like to work with, I mean, he's treated like an actor. So did you treat him like an actor? Is he like a human performer for you?
Well, I mean, it was, in a way, it was kind of the most, it was kind of the thing I found most astonishing, really. You know, that a horse, you know, it's just an animal, and it does act in the film. You know, I was never really a big animal person. I was kind of quite, well, I was kind of, I guess I kind of skeptical. You know, I didn't think I'd actually fall for the horses and things. And within a week of training with them, I was a sucker for it. You know, there's something incredibly human about horses, and you know, man's relationship with them is incredible. You know, it's something that's been going on for thousands of years, and you know, here's an animal that's so powerful. You know, it could kill you if it wanted to. It lets you get on its back and ride it. You know, I mean,
right.
it's, you know, it's. I find that.
Did they put you through like a training regimen with this horse to make sure it didn't kill you, or?
Well, hey, no, these are the most highly trained horses in the world. You know, they're incredible. Yeah, I had 2 months sort of really intensive.
Wow.
I'd never been on a horse, so you know, it had to be beaten into me.
And who's more temperamental, the horse or Steven Spielberg? You can be honest.
Definitely the horse.
Are you kidding? No, Steven's like, I don't think he raised his voice once. You know, he doesn't have to. You know, he's the master. He knows exactly what he wants, and all his crew have worked with him for so long. They know exactly how to do it. And,
well, what do you think he's bringing to the table that has made him so successful over the years, compared to some of the other people maybe that you've worked with?
I think he has a very unique storytelling muscle, and he. You know, this, you know, in a way it's star-crossed lovers. It's the love story between the boy and the horse, and they're torn apart by war, and then they're reunited. But in telling that story, he leads us on an odyssey through one of the most depraved episodes in human history, when millions and millions of young men were being mown down for no reason.
And I'm kind of curious, you know, both of you spend a significant amount of time in the rain for a good portion of this movie. I just think about actors sometimes when they're standing in the rain for endless hours. Is that the hardest part of making a movie?
I love acting in the rain. It's incredibly liberating.
Really?
Yes, you sort of, you know, you can abandon yourself in it somehow. It sort of lets you feel. I don't know, it lets you loose. Yeah,
you were very wet, definitely.
Yeah. Well, but you have to remember, you know, real rain doesn't show up on camera, so they have to use...
It's a deluge.
These, you know, they're like firemen's hoses, you know.
Movie magic.
Yeah, right, exactly. So even if it's raining in real life, which it was for most of the film anyway, you still have to have extra rain, and yeah, we spent most of it soaked.
And while I'm sure there was lots of trickery involved, it seemed like the place that you shot, this farm that a lot of the movie takes place on too, it felt very real.
It was real.
Yeah.
So what was that like? I mean, did they build this farm in the middle of nowhere and let you play around?
It's one of the most beautiful places in England. It's called Dartmoor. It's in Devon. It's a national park. And you get onto there and you can look around and there's no sign of human habitation whatsoever. It could be 2000 BC. It's just open moorland. Wow. And there are wild ponies living there. It's extraordinary.
Wild ponies?
Yes, wild ponies. Not actual wild ponies that are not owned by anybody. They're just on Dartmoor. And then there was a ruined cottage, farmer's cottage, that they used to build our set on. So it was really the real thing.
And I assume working with a horse doesn't necessarily, not everything is perfect all the time. Was there ever a moment where it's like, oh my God, the horse is being a diva right now?
You know, if a horse doesn't want to do anything, you can't make it do it. You know, it's what you have to rely on is, you know, those relationships with the horse have to be real. You know, you can't fake that. So you know, all that time spent beforehand, you know, building those bonds.
Taking the horse out to dinner, hanging out.
Treating it, yeah. Hey, they're cheap dates though. Just a bit of straw and they're happy. But no, it was, yeah, you know, it meant that when you go on set, all that was there, and hopefully it could be as real as possible.